Hello, welcome back to Coding Casually, and in this video we would be going over few of the data structures that one should know before he starts his journey in data analysis. So I'm sure that everybody wants to do data analysis and especially using Python because this is the trend which was there in 2022, and I'm sure that this will continue for 2023 as well. So I'm sure that you are able to see my screen. I have Jupyter Notebook opened on my system. I have installed it using Anaconda. If you don't know how to install it, you can simply go into Google and write Anaconda download like this, and the very first link will offer you the download. And the moment you have installed it, you would be able to open up Jupyter Notebook by simply pressing the start button and writing Jupyter Notebook, and hence it will open like this. The very first page would look like this, and the moment you press new, using the Python, the very first option, and you would be on this page. So you would not see, of course, list, dictionary, tuple, and sets. This is something that I've already written. What you need to do understand here is you need to understand how these data structures will help you in the future. And the moment we will go through this, you would, of course, be able to understand why these are important. So the very first one is the list that I wish to cover. The first we would write is list 1, and you would see this is how we define our list. If you need to check, what you can write here is type, and then you can write list 1 here, and the moment you press shift enter, you'll see that this is indeed a list. So how do we push items in the list is like this, one, or rather one like this, or we can also do like this as well. So what I've done here is that this is specifically a list in which I have three types of data elements. The first one is string, the second one is the integer, and the third one is a tuple. So if you want to pull out the details of a list, how do you do that? So it's very easy. What you need to do here is you can write this, and the moment you would write the first element that you wish to pull out from the list, you need to write 0, because in Python everything starts from 0. So that means this becomes 0, this becomes 1, and then this whole section becomes 3. So if I push 0, you will see that it gives me that I have nothing in this index. Let me run it first and then pull it out, and you would see that it has pulled out the first element. If I write second, it should give me an integer 1, and indeed it has given me the same. And if I write 3, it should give me this tuple. So what I'll do is it says that it doesn't identify the third number because it will identify the second number. And I told you once, I'm telling you the second time, that this becomes 0, this becomes 1, and this indeed becomes the second part of it. So 0, 1, and 2. This is how a list works. You can append stuff in list as well. You can write append, and you can write Python and the center, and the moment you would write on here, you will see that Python has been appended. So in order to remove Python, what you can do is you can write remove, and then write the very part like this, and then press enter. And if you would remove this and check what all elements are there, it will indeed say this, because the very first time we pressed twice, so there were two Python, now it is one. We'll remove this once again, and you would see that there is no Python at all. So this was list. Let's move on to dictionary. Dictionaries are very easy. You can write dictionary 1, and then instead of straight brackets, we would go with curly braces. But in curly braces, we would write the first key, like key 1, and then we would give it some value, like value 1. And you would see again that this is indeed a dictionary. You can write type, and then here you would see that this is a dictionary. What else you can do with it? So in order to pull out the data from dictionary, it's very easy. You just need to provide the key, and it will give you the value. So suppose this is the key, and it should give you the value. This is how a dictionary works. So of course, like list, dictionary can also have multiple items, different type of items, I must say. So like key 2 can have a list altogether or tuple altogether. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and instead of key 1, if I write key 2 here by running this, you will see that it gives you the thing that I wanted to show. Basically, that is the tuple. And similarly, what you can do is I've been saying tuple a quite time, but just because I wanted you to understand that there's a difference between list and tuple. So list can have an operation called append because list is mutable, but if you're making a tuple, you would not be able to add items or remove items from it. So and similarly, in dictionary, you can have multiple keys. You can have different type of values. You can add them, remove them, but in tuple you can't. And in order to define tuple, what you can do is you can write tuple one and write instead of curly braces or straight braces, you can simply write brackets 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is how you create a tuple. And if you wish to check the type of it, you can write type and check what exactly it is, and indeed it is a tuple. But as I said that you cannot change the value of tuple. So suppose if I write tuple 1, or simply I can copy it from here and then write append with, and you would see that there is an error because tuple doesn't have any append, so you cannot change the values of tuple. Similarly, we have sets also in Python. So what you can do is in order to write a set, what you can do is you can write set1 and then you can write, instead of writing anything, you can just do curly braces open close and you would be able to make a set, but you just don't have to follow the dictionary format here. You can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is a set. And if you wish to check whether it is one or not, you can just copy and paste and you'll see that this is indeed a set. So what exactly is the difference between set and tuple? So tuple can have multiple values of same. So suppose here I have 2 times 4. If I remove this and write this, you would see that indeed it gives me the same number again. But in set, you cannot have a repetition. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if I do one more and try to pull out the number or basically pull out the details, you would see that it has automatically omitted the last part of it. So this is the first, these are the data types or basically data structures that you need to understand. These are the most important one if you wish to start your journey in data analysis. So this is a very important thing that I want you to understand, and that is the use of loops using these data structures. So suppose if you wish to go over the list that you have, you can write for I in list 1 and then print I, and you would see that it has given you the details of it. So I would want you to do one exercise from my on my behalf, and that is while I'm printing the details of what exists in the list or dictionary, I would also want you to pull out the index of it as well. That is something that I want you to do. Push in the comments if you are unable to do it. I will do that for you, but this is an exercise. Try to find it on Google and try to do this example, and I'm sure that you would be able to do it by your own and get yourself started with the data analysis journey. This is the video which is basically the part of many videos that we would be making, and at the end we would be solving one example which is basically a real life one using a data set that we would be pulling on from Kaggle, and let's see how these data structures would help us in achieving the data analysis task that I have. If you have any ambiguity, please push in the comments. Please like the video and do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you.